Second time's a charm indeed, Scuzzy. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Suzuka for the final round of the Touring Cars series at Trackstars. 52 laps around the Suzuka circuit. We're about to kick these guys off for the qualifying session in a couple minutes' time. You'll have to bear with me. I'm flying solo as host of the lobby and the stream today. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. If I could get a sound check in the chat, that'd be fantastic. Let's have a look. We are going to send the gentlemen off for their qualifying. Oh, everything's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start it off and we will head to track for the final time this season in the touring cars. Some fill-ins for the final race. Pakitas is taking the seat of Ridwan Hamza. So with that being said, Luke Smith for FR Racing, the other FR Racing car, has the opportunity to win the championship if he can take a good result today. I believe he's around 118 points behind Ridwan Hamza, with Ridwan obviously not being available today. The ball is in his court. Mr. Crawford stepping in for the PHE Sports boys, as well as Jay Field. So Jackson Field, Jakku, stepping in for the PHE Sports outfit today, with Andrew Scott obviously not being available. Mr. Halas has had a good season for the races he's competed in this year. He'll be looking to throw a spanner in the works to Mr. Stingray's championship hopes today, I'm sure. HBR filling in for Matt Danetti in the Mash Spuds Racing outfit. And there he is, Tank. Mr. Pakitas, Mr. Alzine filling in for Ridwan Hamza, the other FR Racing car. Watch out for this guy, ladies and gentlemen. He is very quick, and I'm sure he'll be wanting to have a good outing today. Speaking of the devil, here he is, Luke Smith for FR Racing. We'll try and get his maiden. Well, I don't know about maiden, but it will be the championship win if he can secure a good result today. He'll be looking to get on pole position to start off to apply. Darren McSweeney for ART Motorsport, number 55. Has had a solid year all round. Be good to see how he goes today. Mr. Darren McSweeney, I believe, is currently sitting third in the championship. I'll have to check those results, but I believe he is sitting in third. He's been the backbone of Team ART in the main series for the touring cars this year, with myself bowing out from being absolutely hopeless. But ART in a really good spot along with Kane Hallas, 456 points back from FR Racing in P2, but a chunky gap there to CP Motorsports. And on CP Motorsports, we have a fill-in today, Mr. MacGyver, T. Andrews, filling in for CP Motorsports, driving alongside Matt McCullum. Usually would see Justin Ladaway in that seat, but he retired earlier on in the season. Nick Scott for WRT. He's had a good year. The one and only famous Mr. L. Sandwith, LJ. He's live now, so go check him out. But he'll be looking for a good result today. Mr. Les. Cracking bloke is Mr. Les. And this bloke here, Matt McCallum, he's a dark horse in my opinion today, ladies and gentlemen. I think he'll be really, really on it. His early practice times look very competitive. I'm not sure how Nick Partasso is going to go with minimal practice. I'm not too sure what he's done during the week, but we'll see how he goes. He's always one to watch out for. There he is, Jackson Field filling in for PHE Sports today. He'll be wanting to show that he's mains eligible for next season, I'm sure. He drove a hell of a race at St. Croix in the Enduro Cup Starting first, finishing first in his stint for the Enduro Cup. He looked fantastic. We'll go on board with the time. So Ian Ward's currently on provisional pole with a 46.463. Kane Hallas, FART Motorsports in second. Pakitas. Oh, the times, look at the times are just flying by. Stingray. Luke Smith goes top of the pops with a 46 flat. Exactly the start he would have wanted. Knowing that the championship is on the line, he needs to get that car on the top of the pops to start this race. Because who knows what the weather's going to do. Darren McSweeney follows him just over 2.5 tenths behind with a 46.3. These times will obviously get a lot quicker, ladies and gentlemen, as we go through. No tyre wear on for qualifying. Fuel wear is on though. Fuel depletion, if you will. We'll have a look on board. Mr. Kane Hallas goes purple, which is always good. But you know, we don't expect these times to stand. They're going to get a lot quicker as we go on. Alzine, I believe he just maybe let that car go through in front of him. May have been, yep, one of the Mash Buds racing drivers in HPR. Mr. Alzine's picking up a hell of a tow here. Okay. And HPR has just let him go through, so he is purple by about 2 tenths if I saw that correctly. We'll stick on board with Mr. Elzine. Kane Hallas goes top of the pops with a 45.851. Hey, Elzine just says, no, you're not going top, mate. He gets a 45.772. Now, all these drivers are on the medium compound tyre, ladies and gentlemen, so grip level's probably not as sharp as being on the soft tyres. We'll go have a look down the back of the grid. Luke Smith starting another flying lap, as is Matt McCallum. Darren McSweeney following very close. Oh no, it wasn't Darren McSweeney, sorry, apologies. Looked like he was very close to HBR there, but not so much. 2 tenths down, 2.5 tenths down through the first sector. We'll stick on board with Darren McSweeney as he goes through his lap here. Goes through the Degner coming up to the hairpin. Gonna get a nice clean exit out of there. He's got a bit of traffic in front of him in the form of HBR, who gets out the way nicely. Doesn't affect his lap at all. Coming down to Spoon Curve. Let's see how good his traction is coming out of Spoon Curve. Can he get it planted? Limit the traction, or the wheel spin I should say. Get the traction down. Looked pretty good to me. Didn't take too much of the outside curb there. Darren McSweeney. Let's see how his time is. He's down, so maybe he's just prepping his tyres as he goes through 130R. We'll have a look at MacGyver, who's pulled over. Not much going on there. Okay, Jackson Fields on a lap, so we'll see how he's going. MacGyver's sticking right out of the way there before the 130R turn. Before they head into the Casino Triangle, as it's formerly known. Can he improve his time? He won't, so maybe that was just a flyer to get the tyres nice in a nice window. Get that fuel down a little bit. Oh, a big off there from Mr. Jewett. Jaden Jewett for WRT. So tyres will be feeling that. Going off the track there into the kitty litter. Nick Pautasso currently 1.5 seconds down on Adam Alzine. Just over a 10.5 down through the first sector there. Going through the S's. Up through the Dunlop curve. Oh, and he's run very wide there, has Nick Pautasso. So that lap is done for Mr. Nick Pautasso. Nick Scott's on a lap. Let's have a look and see how he goes coming up into the hairpin. Doesn't look too bad. He's got company there from Nick Baltasso, who just gets out the way nicely, doesn't affect his lap. Bit of traffic in front of him though as he heads down to the spoon curve. Doesn't look too bad there from Nick Scott. We'll see how his sector time, he is up. He's up by 3/10. He needs a bit more to get in front of Nick Baltasso though, so this final sector is going to be killer. Through 130R. Into the casino triangle. Let's see if he can stick this and absolutely plant that car to get the best time possible. Oh, was that a bit of a snap? Potentially. We'll see as he crosses the line. He improves, but not by enough. Let's have a look at LJ. What's that Les Sandwich doing? Not too much. Mr. Crawford. Very off the pace at this stage, but I dare say he will pick it up once he gets a bit of a feel of the car. Stepping in for PHE Sports today, Mr. Crawford. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome into the final race of the Touring Cars series. 52 laps around Suzuka. It's going to be absolute mayhem. Will be interesting to see how the weather holds up. Will we have rain? Will the guys into box for inters? It's going to be very interesting. So we'll see what happens as we take you through. So Crawford's up on his time. We'll continue to watch him through this lap, see if he can get out of that last position. Oh, we're on the final lap, so this needs to stick from Mr. Crawford. He wants to get himself off the last... Oh, bit sketchy there through Spoon Curve. Still looks okay. ALZ currently leads the pack with a 145.772. Kane Hallas for ART Motorsport, 145.851. Luke Smith, we'll go see if we can go on board with him if he's on a lap. Let's have a look. He's not. He has finished. So all the top guys have finished. Is there anyone that can write them off? No, it doesn't look like it. It does not look like it. Mr. Andrews is on a lap, but he's 20 seconds down, so this won't be good for him. HBR's finished. Jacku's finished, P9. Jaden Judith's finished. It looks like they're all finished. Nick Paltasso's finished. They have all finished, so that's the starting grid for the race, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Elzine leads the way in P1, Kane Hallas in P2, Luke Smith in P3. Oh, geez, Ian Ward with a great result for P4, Matt McCullum in P5, Darren McSweeney P6, Tyler Andrews, Mr. MacGyver in P7, good result for Mr. MacGyver. HBR, Mr. KH Lamb in P8, Jackson Field P9, Jaden Dewitt in P10, Nick Scott in P11, the two WRT boys alongside each other, Nick Paltasso P12, Les Samwith in P13, and Mr. T Crawford in P14. So it is all to play for, ladies and gentlemen. It is all to play for. 3 minutes until we kick this race off. I will need to get some refreshments if I'm sticking by for 52 laps. So I will be back with you shortly. Okay. We're about to get this one underway, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like there's a bit of a hoo-ha in the chat. Some people haven't read the briefing, which is standard procedure here at Trackstars with the briefing. But it looks like they are all ready to go. So I'm going to send them off. And we're going to absolutely send it. Okay. 52 laps around Suzuka. The championship will be decided in this race. Will Ridwan Hamza maintain his position in first place, or can Luke Smith dethrone him and win the championship for the 2025 Trackstars Touring Cars Series? There's a full start here, ladies and gentlemen, so they will be on the break. The lights are ready to go. It's lights out and away we go. A great start off the line from Mr. Adam Elzine, but Kane Hallas also has a good start. So does Luke Smith, coming there up into the first corner before we head into the S's. Adam Elzine cuts off the corner from Kane Hallas. Oh, it's all happening. Ian Ward's getting a bit shovey there with Mrs. Luke Smith as we're about to head into the S's. Ian Ward pulls off a little bit. Matt McCullum's there in 5th position. Darren McSweeney in 6th. HPR in 7th position. And Darren McSweeney looks like he's having a look at Matt McCullum around the outside of the S's. Can he make it stick in these wet conditions? He can. So Darren McSweeney for Team ART has got his car back up into 5th position. Jackson Field has gained a spot there in 8th spot. Tyler Andrews down in 9th position has lost a few spots. Nick Bartasso in 10th. Jaden Jewett and Nick Scott. Oh, there's a bit going on there. Is that Nick Bartasso? Who's that in the background? It's HPR. KH Lamb. So Crawford will gain a spot there as he sticks to the back of Les Sandwith in 12th position. The two WRT boys, we're going to go back through the field, ladies and gentlemen. Very close between Nick Bartasso and Tyler Andrews. Mr. MacGyver, ART, Jakku, Jackson Field, racing for PHE spots today as he heads through Spoon Curve. About half a second off Matt McCullum, who's in P6, who's also about half a second from Darren McSweeney as they head through Spoon Curve. We'll go back to the top of the pack. Kane Hallas chasing after Adam Elzine, but he's got company there from Luke Smith, prying Stingray, who want to get the best result possible to win this championship battle. As they head through the Casino Triangle. Oh, and there's contact between Luke Smith and Kane Hallas. Oh, massive contact. And who's that that's gone off in the background? It's Ian Ward. It's Ian Ward, ladies and gentlemen. Does he have damage? There's no damage on the car that we can see. We'll go through and check if there's any damage. No, it doesn't look like it. So Kane Hallas stays in 2nd position. I'm not too sure what happened there between that lot. It was very tight coming into the Casino Triangle. Up through the S's they go. These three, I think, are going to be battling it all race long. 52 long laps. It's about getting in a flow and getting in a good state. Bit wide there from Kane Hallas, but still maintains his position. Just around 2/10 in front of Mr. Luke Smith. Having him in his rear view mirror will not help him trying to get after Mr. Adam Elzine. Indeed, Scotty, indeed. As you know, I'm not one to know the corners around tracks too well, but I'll give it my best shot. I'll rely on you to tell me the right one. Casino Triangle. Casio Triangle. I thought it was Casino. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Scotty. Okay. Oh, is that Kane Hallas wide on the dirt? I think so, because Mr. Luke Smith is coming after him, heading into 130R, and he's going to let him go, I think. He is. So he'll want to stick to the back of Luke Smith, but he won't with that because he just got wide again. Darren McSweeney's up in the 4th spot. That off from Ian Ward's given him another position. Matt McCullum following very close, as well as Jackson Field. So it looks like we might have a 3 wide going into the first corner. Here we go. We're right on board. Darren McSweeney's got the inside line. Potential switchback from Matt McCullough, not working. Jackson Fields on the scene. Take a real close look at the action here. We'll go actually on board. Here we go. This is what we're talking about. Oh no! A massive snap from Jackson Field has sent him off the track. He would be absolutely spewed. With Mr. Field. That is very unfortunate for the PHE Sports guys. Sitting in 13th and 14th spot. HPR's up the road by 7 seconds. Still a long way to go though. Still 49 odd laps, 50 laps to go. Les Sandwith up in 11th spot. But he's got company from HPR. HPR's closing in. Ian Ward down into 10th spot after that incident at the Casio Triangle. WRT boys are just staying with each other in 8th and 9th. Tyler Andrews up into 7th position. I believe that's where he qualified. So sticking to his original spot. Chasing after Nick Pautaz, who's currently jumped up to 6th position. So he's had a very good comeback after that off in the Degner. 1 second back to Matt McCullum in 5th spot. Fastest lap of the race currently sits with Mr. Luke Smith, 1:45.8, which is extremely quick. He's currently 1.4 seconds up the road to Kane Hallas, and he's chasing after Adam Elzin. He wants this championship, does Luke Smith. The two FR Racing boys going at it, as it has been all season. It is fast through there. See if there's any other action going on down the field. Oh, Nick Bautasso goes wide again at the Degner. That will allow Tyler Andrews to come up on him, give him a bit of confidence. Currently 1.3 back. Jaden Jewett is only half a second off Tyler Andrews there in P8 for WRT, so not a bad start from Jade. Ian Ward's fought his way back into 9th position, so he's got in front of Nick Scott, who's currently sitting in P10. HPR's going very... oh, he looked like he was going very slowly there, but it may have just been the camera angle. He's dropped off a lot there from Nick Scott, so maybe he had a moment. Jackson Fields got himself back into 12th position. Les Sandwith and T. Crawford going at it through 130R, so as I say, they'll be battling for the remainder of the race. Around half a second separates those two. Luke Smith still maintaining that gap of about half a second. Kane Hallas has picked up the pace though. He's currently around 1.1, 1.2 seconds away from Luke Smith. So maybe that dirty air from Adam Elzin's affecting Luke Smith a little bit as they climb through the S's before they head into the Degner. Kane Hallas is really putting on some, we'll go on board with him. He's putting on some pace here. He is trying to chase down Luke Smith. Let's have a look and see how close he can get. Lost a bit of time coming out of the corner there, didn't get the traction down enough. Head into spoon curve, let's see how good his exit is. Oh, that looked a bit wide there from Luke Smith. Headed to 130R. The pace these cars take through 130R is awesome. Flat out, no lifting off the throttle. It's a Casio Triangle. have to remember not to say casino. Oh, bit of a snap there, so that would have lost him some time. Darren McSweeney currently around a bit further back there, around 5 seconds or so to Kane Hallarts. And he's got Matt McCullum for company. So this will be a battle to watch. It's going to be who can keep their tyres in a good window, minimise the wear. It's going to be interesting to see strategy moving forward. Nick Pautasso currently sitting in 6th spot. Ian Ward's got himself up into 8th position, so he's got past Jaden Jewett. And this is going to be an interesting battle, I think, between these three. There's currently around a second that separates the 3 cars. Ian Ward qualified in P4. I dare say he'll be wanting to make amends for that earlier incident. Through the Dagger, coming up to the hairpin. Time's kind of separating a little bit between these three, so maybe they're finding their groups. Still not much going on down the back of the pack. Crawford's been able to get past LJ, Les Samwith, who's actually been, I believe he's been in the pits, he has, so he's got some fresh boots on after lap 6. Has LJ. See if we can go up to the top of the pack and see if there's anything going on. Okay, so Kane Hallarts has had a bit of a moment because he's dropped to 2.4 seconds behind Luke Smith. Adam Elzin's absolutely taken off. He's 1.6 seconds to the good over Luke Smith. Will we see a tactical swap? We are inventing the gas. Will we see it? Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, Paquitas with a massive moment there on the grass, but he saved it extremely well. But now his tyres will be absolutely screeching. Luke Smith is all over him like a fly on shit. He knows that this championship hangs in the balance. I dare say he will get it done with the P2 position. But with Adam Elzing going off there, he smells blood. He wants this win. G'day, Tough Oldman. Welcome in. Good luck to Team CP. They're not doing too bad at the moment. Matt McCullum sits in P5, and you've got Tyler Andrews, MacGyver in P7 for the CP Motorsports outfit. We want to have a look at this battle though. 2.5 tenths separates the FR Racing boys as they head into the Spoon Curve. Who's going to get the best exit? Let's have a look. It is extremely close. The dirty air would be absolute killer. You would see me going straight into the kitty litter, which obviously is not a uncommon thing the way I drive. Adam Elzing with a great exit though out of the Spoon Curve as we head down through to 130R. 2.5 tenths. It's dropping. Nothing doing there from Luke Smith. We'll go on board with him. We'll have a look and see how close he is. G'day, Perts. They are indeed. There's 5 art boys in this race. Let's have a look. Is he going to have a look down the inside? No, nothing doing. He's got to stick close though through the S's. It is, tank slappers from both of them. As we head through the S's, he's lost a bit of time there. I dare say the dirty air kind of threw him a little bit there. Did it? Down to 5 tenths. Adam Elzine is racing a phenomenal race, even though he went off just prior to be able to hold that and still maintain the lead. He's done a fantastic job. Darren McSweeney has got in front of Kane Hallarts, so Kane Hallarts must have had a massive moment, and we may have missed that, so I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. Because he's now dropped into 4th spot. Matt McCullum is in 5th, around 7.5 tenths behind. So Darren McSweeney picks up another position up into P3, which is very good. He'd be very happy with that considering his qualifying. He wouldn't have been too happy with his qualifying result. Nick Bautasso is still having a solid race there up in P6. As well as Tyler Andrews for CP Motorsport. He's racing one hell of a race. He's been able to keep Ian Ward off his back. The gap currently sits around 7/10, and that's dropped a hell of a lot there coming out of Spoon Curve. So I dare say we might go on board with Ian Ward, because he might have a run here at Tyler Andrews coming to 130R in the slipstream. Let's see if anything's doing. It's full beats through 130R. Is he going to have a look up the inside? It looks like he is. So through goes Ian Ward. Oh, and there's contact. Is that contact? There is. There was initial contact from Ian Ward on Tyler Andrews, and then there was contact on Tyler Andrews to Ian Ward. So I dare say that was a racing incident, but we'll let the stewards do their job. You be the guess at home, ladies and gentlemen. That's dropped Ian Ward down into 9th position. So Jaden Jewett has gone through. Ian Ward's in a WRT Motorsport sandwich at the moment. Jackson Field trying to make some ground up after that spin. He was racing very solid. I believe he was in P7 at the time before he had the spin. Dee Crawford around 3.6 seconds behind Jackson Field. LJ's down there in the 14th. The early pit, I believe, from Mr. LJ. So pressure tyres. Gives MacGyver a bit of breathing room after that coming together with Ian Ward. We'll have a look. So Adam Elsine has absolutely stepped on the pace. So 1.1 seconds to the good. Luke Smith has a penalty there in P2. Kane Hallas is back into P3 with Matt McCullum in P4. So Darren McSweeney must have had a moment, and I think we're missing all these motor moments, ladies and gentlemen, by the looks of things. The order's changing left, right and centre, and we never seem to catch them, so apologies around that. But makes for an interesting race. About a fifth of the way through, so we've got a long way to go. And if you are in the chat, feel free to say hello. Tell us who you're supporting, who you're cheering on. Is Ridwan Hamzat watching with close eyes to see if his championship will be taken away from him from Luke Smith, his teammate? Who knows? Darren McSweeney trying to close in on Matt McCullum. 1.5 seconds or so is the gap at this stage. Nick Pautasso has run a stellar race, considering he came in at the last minute due to a Spudnet installation update. He's running a hell of a race, as is Tyler Andrews. So he is currently sitting in P7 for CP Motorsports. Ian Ward looks like he's just gone off again. They're coming up through the S's as we head into the Degner. Nick Scott is all over him. He wants a piece of him. Oh, good on you, tough old man. Indeed. Oh, is that Nick Scott having a look up the inside of Ian Ward? We'll go on board. Excuse me. We'll have a look. Ian Ward looks like he's just got in front, heading into Spoon Curve. Is Nick Scott going to have a dive? He thinks better of it. He's trying to go for a better line coming out of the Spoon Curve. Still a bit far behind, so Ian Ward maintains his position as they head through down into 130R. Is there any action down the back of the pack? It doesn't look like it. Adam Elsine is absolutely on fire, ladies and gentlemen. 2.5 seconds to the good. Luke Smith did have a penalty granted, so he would be trying to catch the gap to his teammate. Kane Hallas still sitting in P3 with Matt McCullum 7/10 behind. The tyres are starting to fall off, so when do they pit? What have they worked through during the week? Have they done any practice? Do they know the optimal strategy? And as we all know, strategy can go out the window when you have moments on the track. Matt McCullum's dropped a little bit there. DJ Darren McSweeney for Team ART number 55, about 1.7 seconds away from Matt McCullum, so he will be trying to close that gap in, put a bit of pressure on Matt McCullum so he can relieve some pressure to Kane Hallas, who's currently sitting in the podium position in P3. So good exit there coming out of the hairpin from Darren McSweeney. Gained him about a tenth or so. Nick Pautasso still there in P6, running a solid race. It's going to be interesting to see where the drivers pit. What lap will they pit, because the tyre wear seems to be pretty heavy. They're currently sitting around half of the wear, 50% wear I'd say, most of the drivers, ones that haven't pitted already. It seems to be very, very similar. Go Matt McCullum from Tuffleman in the chat. He's racing stellar race. He's currently sitting in P4, 1.1 seconds away from Kane Hallas. Darren McSweeney's run 1.8 or so away. So Matt McCullum's managing that gap very well. Great driver is Matt McCullum. He's had a good season. He'll be wanting to finish the season off with a bang, I'm sure. These three, I think, are going to go backwards and forwards all race. I think very similar in pace, very similar in racecraft. It's going to be a question of who can keep it consistent, who can keep the times consistent, who can keep the tyre wear as minimal as possible, extend the stint, or maybe push and do an alternate strat. Who knows? Wonder if Perkidas will try and go 26 laps. His tyres don't look too bad, considering. I don't know if he's going to push 26 laps. 25 laps? 26 laps, yep. I don't know if they'd make 26 laps. But if anyone can do it, it can be him. There's no doubt about it. And his times are still absolutely out of this world. Sitting consistently in the 47s over the last 4 or 5 laps, by the one where he had his off. And keeping that gap to Luke Smith at a reasonable 2.6 seconds. It looks like the guys are starting to go into cruise mode. They've pushed for the early laps, now they just need to settle in. They know the tyres are going, so they want to settle in. Get a groove, relax, don't make any mistakes, because when tyre wear is as it is today and the race is long, you need to keep your concentration at these moments when the tyres are dead or close to dead. We'll see if there's anything happening down the pack, and it looks like there is. So Ian Ward has got himself back into 8th position, so he is chasing after Tyler Andrews. We're going to have another battle between those two by the looks very shortly. Currently around half a second of Tyler Andrews is trying to chase down Nick Pautasso in P6. The WRT boys sticking together as they have all race in P9 and P10. Ian Ward's on a flyer. We'll have a look at his tyres. Don't look too bad, about half worn. And MacGyver's just gained a lot of time on Nick Pautasso. So Nick Pautasso's struggling through the Degner. Up through the hairpin they go. Pautasso runs wide. Seems like he got a pretty good exit though. He's gained some time. Ian Ward is chasing them both down. So this is going to be interesting coming into Spoon Curve. You want to get a good exit out of Spoon Curve, heading down the straight into 130R. And he does, so he's gained a little bit of time there. I dare say quite a similar exit with slipstream, granted. So Tyler Andrews, is he going to go defensive? Luke Smith is in the pits, ladies and gentlemen. Luke Smith's in the pits. Ian Ward runs a bit wide there, so that's not going to give him an opportunity to have a look up the inside coming into the Casio Triangle. And Tyler Andrews is in the pits as well, so both on 15 fuel, so that sets the other fellas off. Adam Alzine, 9.5 seconds to the good over Kane Hallas. who's currently sitting in P2. Matt McCullum in P3. Obviously, they've all jumped a spot because Luke Smith went in the pits. And where did he come out? He came out in P10, did Luke Smith. So he's got the jump on Jackson Field. But obviously being a bit far back, Jackson Field knows that's not his fight today. And out of the pits comes MacGyver in front of T. Crawford. Les Hamwith currently at the back with that early pit stop. Unsure if he had damage. His tyres are a bit fresher than the rest of the field, sorry. It's going to be interesting to see when Mr. Elzine pits. His fuel still looks reasonably good. Tyres a bit worn. He continues on for another lap. Another lap in the 47s from Mr. Elzine. Kane Hallas continues on. Matt McCullum continues on. Darren McSweeney continues on. Oh, okay. So we've got a battle on our hands here. Ian Ward and Nick Pautasso go on board. Indeed, Telferman, very interesting to see. Oh, is that contact? No, it looks okay. Up through the S's they go. Bit of a tank slapper from Nick Pautasso. Maintains the gap for the most part. Looks like there's a bit of a lag issue here between these two. You can hear the tyres skipping. So this is going to make for interesting racing. Is he going to have a look up the inside here? No, nothing doing. Through the Degner we go. Nick Pautasso holding off really well. To the hairpin. Who gets the best traction? Worn tyres. Very good exit from Ian Ward. He's sticking to the back of him like glue. So let's see if he can get a good exit coming out of Spoon Curve. Will he be able to make a move up into the Casio Triangle? Let's have a look. Looked very, very good. Very clean exit from Ian Ward. He's all over the back of Nick Pautasso. Is he going to shift inwards? Oh no, okay, he's bump drafting him. Interesting. Interesting tactic. Matt McCullum's in the pits. So Matt McCullum has decided he does not like these tyres anymore. His fuel's obviously very low as well for CP Motorsports. Car number 23, Nick Pautasso and Ian Ward in the pits. Jaden Jewett goes through, so does HPR, KH Lamb. So they're continuing on. Let's have a look at Mr. Adam Elzine. He is running on fumes at the moment. His tyres are very worn. I dare say that's the same for the rest of the field. Darren McSweeney's got a bit of fuel left in the tank, so has he done himself a favour here by saving a bit of fuel? Has he saved himself some time in the pits? That is going to be the question. Luke Smith currently up into 6th after a stop, 32 seconds or so behind Adam Elzine. So it's going to be interesting to see if this early pit from Luke Smith is going to pay dividends. If he's been able to claw in that time. He's currently got the fastest lap of the race, which he did last lap, which was a 45.840. So he is absolutely on a fly. This is his second lap out of the pits. Jackson Field's still going strong as well after that earlier incident in P7, but obviously the rest of the fellas have pitted. I'm interested to see when these fellas will come in. Adam Elzine is continuing on. Kane Hallas is continuing on. Darren McSweeney is continuing on. So it looks like it might be a two-stop race for these guys. Jaden Jewett is said enough is enough of these tyres. He's obviously he's got low fuel as well, so in the pits he goes. Oh, a penalty for Luke Smith. That's not going to help his cause. Is Jackson Field coming in this lap, or is he going to extend for another lap? Let's have a look. He extends. So Jackson Field goes through. Orvo up into P12. Don't say Milky's pitted. He has. LJ. Going to be interesting to see LJ's tactics. Because obviously that early pit may have thrown his game plan in the water, I'd say. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go on board. Let's see who's having a close battle. They're all pretty separated at the moment, aren't they? Oh, there's a close battle here. Nick Pautasso and Ian Ward. We'll go on board with Nick. I need to go to the toilet, ladies and gentlemen, so I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, I am back. Apologies for the delay. It looks like Nick Pratasso's dropped a little bit. And there's a bit that's happened since I've been gone. Holy moly. So Adam Elzin's coming to the pits 13 seconds behind Luke Smith. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Jackson Field up in P3. I dare say he'll be coming in to get some fresh boots on the on that car. He's got Matt McCullum right on his rear bumper. Tyler Andrews up into P5. So he's running a solid race. The two ART boys are neck and neck. So the fuel saving from Darren McSweeney has paid dividends because he is right up with Kane Hallas now after their after their pit stop. Ian Ward's not too far away either, only half a second off Darren McSweeney. So Ian Ward's had a hell of a comeback here, considering the earlier incidents that occurred. Him and Nick Pautasso both have been in the pits, as has Nick Scott. KH Lamb up into P10. Saporfo comes through for another lap, so he's sticking for one more. through goes LJ. They'll be having a battle towards the end, I'm sure, looking at the tyre wear on both cars. LJ's got a ton of fuel, but tyres are looking pretty angry. Oh, okay, so Kane Hallas is on the back of Tyler Andrews. We're going to go on board and have a look at this and see how this one plays out. Heading to Spoon Curve. Oh, massive moment from Kane Hallas. That car could have been in the barriers very easily, so very well controlled. He's pulled a bit of a gap there to Darren McSweeney. There's Kane Hallas. Ian Ward's still sticking to the back of Darren. Casio triangle. Thank you for the likes on the stream, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for being here. Try and keep this as entertaining as possible. I don't have a co-commentator tonight, so flying solo. Oh, Ian Ward having a look around the outside, nothing doing. We'll tuck back in behind Darren McSweeney. As they head up through the S's, this is going to be an interesting battle. The gaps seems pretty stable though, at half a second. There or thereabouts. Ah, no worries, Tuffelman. My pleasure, mate. I'm not very good at driving, so I thought we'd give this a crack. Would have loved to commentate and stream a lot more of the races this year. Unfortunately, hasn't been the case. But for the final, I thought, or finale, I thought, you know what, we'll throw a stream up and go out with a bang. That is for sure. Now I'm trying to have a look around the track. This group here seems pretty clogged. So from Kane Hallas down to Ian Ward. So what's that? P4 to P7. Those four drivers are very close. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. Matt McCullen currently sitting in P3. He's running a hell of a race. Is Matt. 23 for CP Motorsports. He's had a good season, has Matt. See if I can give you a live update of where he's sitting in the championship. Drivers. So Matt McCullen's currently sitting in P4 in the championship. He is around, what's that, 47 points behind Darren McSweeney, who's currently sitting in P3. So it's going to be interesting. If he can hold this spot, will he get enough points to jump Darren McSweeney for P3 in the championship? Tyler Andrews seems to have got past Darren McSweeney. Up through the hairpin they go, down into Spoon Curve. Darren McSweeney is all over the back of Tyler Andrews. I dare say that they may be in a party together, and they're probably talking about who's the better racer. Out of Spoon Curve we go, down into 130R. Oh, Tubberman, I know your pain, mate. I race alongside Darren McSweeney for the first half of the season before having to retire. Through 130R they go. Darren McSweeney looks like he's got the jump on Tyler Andrews. Oh, and Tyler Andrews has gone into the barrier and he's got engine damage. He'll be absolutely spewing about that. The CP Motorsports driver, we're not too sure what happened there. It didn't look like there was contact from Darren McSweeney, I don't know. But I dare say Tyler Andrews will be going into the pits to get that repaired, and he does. So that drops him down what a cracking start for Tyler Andrews has unfortunately resulted in a need to pit due to engine damage. So he'll get some fresh boots on, still a long way to go, still 30 laps. Dare say he'll be making his way back through the field. Kane Hallas chasing after Matt McCullum, who's 9.1 seconds up the road. So Matt McCullum is absolutely on fire. He's only 2.3 seconds behind Adam Elsie. So Matt McCullum is racing a stellar race here. Luke Smith leads the way out there in P1. He wants this championship. He needs, it necessarily doesn't know if he needs to win, but we'll have a look at the points and we'll see. Bear with me, because I can tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen. So, Luke Smith needs to come. Bear with me as I do some quick maths. 112, okay. Luke Smith needs to come in the top 10 to win the championship. So unless something drastic comes his way, or if he has a disconnect or anything along those lines, or a nasty spin, it looks like the championship is his for the taking. So that's going to be interesting. We'll double check points between Matt McCullum and Darren McSweeney as well while we're at it. The battle for P3. So Matt McCullum is currently 47 points behind Darren McSweeney. So with the current state, Matt McCullum in P3, Darren McSweeney in P5, that is not going to be enough. He'll be 17 points short of the P3 finish in the Touring Cars Series. So he will need to finish, well, he will need DJ, Darren McSweeney, to finish, I dare say, in, where are we, 50? Yeah, in B10. So the points are very close in the touring cars, all the way from P1 down to last position P16. So unless something crazy happens, I don't think we'll see too much change in the championship order. Luke Smith continues on lap 24, is started of this 52 lap race. We're not even halfway yet, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be interesting to see when Mr. Luke Smith comes into the pits. Obviously having done that early pit stop. Adam Elsie in with a lot fresher tyres. So I dare say he'll probably want to look to extend. Okay, so Darren McSweeney's been able to hold off Ian Ward for P5. Gained a bit of time there, 2.4 seconds. Looks like there's a bit of a battle here between four cars at the back. MacGyver's out there in 11th. Tyler Andrews after that pit to repair the damage. Fresh boots on. Or maybe not. Maybe he didn't get fresh tyres on. Maybe he just repaired the damage and continued on, just to save himself that time in the pit stop. And he just sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:45.485. Oh, he's on the soft compound tyres, so he did get new boots on. Apologies. How could I miss that? So he is wanting to make some progress. He's on the soft compound tyre. He's just set the fastest lap of the race, a 1:45.485, which was a couple of tenths quicker, I believe, than our current leader, Luke Smith. So he knows it's now or never. So he's put the soft compound tyres on. Through the S as he goes. 4.8 seconds away from Mr. Jaden Jewett, who's on the racing medium tyres. Just gone through the Degner there, coming into the hairpin. You'll see Tyler Andrews coming there in the background. So I dare say striking distance will be in a couple of laps time for Tyler Andrews to Jaden Jewett, unless those tyres drop off dramatically, which could be a possibility. You look at the wear on those soft compound tyres already. with only a couple laps worth of use. Looked like it might be a spell on these soft compound tyres and potentially a long stint on maybe a hard compound tyre or a medium compound tyre from Tyler Andrews. He has to mix up the strategy now with that earlier spin into the wall and the engine damage. Jackson Field in 12th position, not doing too bad. Mr. Crawford must have had to pit and had damage because he is a fair bit off the pace. There's Mr. D. Crawford. We'll go back to the top of the field. 10.9 is the gap now, so 11.3. Okay, so let's have a look here because Matt McCallum's only 2 seconds away now. So from when we last checked in, he's gained about 3 or 4 tenths on Adam Elzine. Through spin curve they go. How's the exit for Mr. McCallum? Doesn't look too bad. Pretty identical. Hallas with no one around him, so he'll just be going into flow mode, flow state if you will. Darren Sweeney in 5th position, maintains this, he'll get 3rd position in the team's championship. After that horrible start, Mr. Ian Ward has fought back really well to get himself in the 6th position. Tyres are looking a little worse for wear though, but in saying that, considering what happened early on, he's doing a splendid job. Nick Pautasso in 7th spot, gained a few spots I believe from his qualifying result. Good race there. His teammate KH Lamb in 8th position. Tyres are a bit better than Nick Pautasso's, so it looks like he's catching him as well. So will we see team orders come into play? Will the boss of Mashbuds let his fellow driver go through? We'll soon find out. Nick Scott in 9th at this moment in time, with Jaden Jewett behind him, his fellow WRT driver. Tyler Andrews still on those soft compound tyres, still got the quickest lap of the race, last 2 laps in the 46s, so he may have dropped a little bit off the pace there with that tyre wear, but only 2 seconds behind Jaden Jewett now, as Luke Smith comes into the pits. So let's have a look at this. Luke Smith comes into the pits, fuel's low, tyres are worn. Let's have a look and see what tyres he chooses, ladies and gentlemen. Will he go on the soft compound tyres for a spell? Or will he go mediums again? Off come the old boots, on go the new boots. Stick that fuel tank in there, fill that baby up. Is this strategy from Luke Smith going to play off? Is it going to pay dividends? As they all go through, he's filling up a fair old chunk there. And he's sticking on the racing medium compound tyres. Okay. So Luke Smith comes out in P6, 3.7 seconds behind Ian Ward, whose tyres are looking a little bit leery, as is Darren McSweeney and Kane Hallis's tyres. They're all looking pretty leery at the front. So, are these guys going to try and extend and then do one more stop? Or do you think they're going to have to do 2 stops to finish this race? We've got 25-ish laps of racing. Can they extend for another 5 laps, 5 or 6 or 7 laps to maybe get one solid stint at the end? It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out, how the strategy plays out. Stingray, Luke Smith on those fresh boots. They'll be clawing the Ian Ward in due course, I'm sure. It'll take a lap or two to get them into the temperature zone in the right window. Gain a few tenths off that corner there through Spoon Curve, I should say. So he's got company still from his teammate at HPR. He's got a lot fresher tyres, up through 130R, just under a second. When is Mr. Pautasso going to pit? Look at HPR's fuel as well, ladies and gentlemen. His fuel is looking a lot more stocked than Nick Pautasso. 7 tenths is the gap, and it's dropping. And it's dropping. Oh, MacGyver has got past Jaden Jewett, ladies and gentlemen. So MacGyver on the racing soft tyres, fuel is low, so he will need to come into the pit shortly. But he's been able to get past Jaden Jewett, so his next quest is Milky, who's 6.7 seconds up the road. Sandwich is in 13th spot. So he's recently had a pit stop, lap 25 I believe, having a look at the times. Has Mr. Sandwich. With Crawford behind him, he's got fresh boots on, does he? He does. Blue flags out for Crawford and Mr. Sandwich. Jackson Field in P12. Trying to chase down Porsche, Jaden Jewett, WIT. He's lost a bit of time there to Mr. MacGyver, who's looks like he's gaining on Nick Scott. I believe last time we checked in, the gap was over 6 seconds, so it's now dropped under the 6 second mark. He's got a bit of company in front of him though for Team Crawford. I dare say that Tyler Andrews will be coming into the pits this lap. We'll stick on board with him to see if he's going to come in this lap, because that fuel's looking very low. Jaden Jewett's got a lot of fuel in the tank. The tyres are a bit worn, but not crazy bad, so we'll have a look and see. We'll see if Tyler Andrews comes into the pits. I don't believe so, he continues on. So, another lap for Tyler Andrews. Is he going to stick the hard compound tyres on and do 22 laps on the hard compound tyres? 23 laps, 22 laps, whatever it may be. That's going to be interesting. It's got blue flags, so you'll hope that Mr. Crawford will get out of the way in a nice place for him. Let's have a look and see how Stingray's going. So, he has got past Ian Ward. He is chasing down Darren McSweeney now. He's about 3 seconds up the road. Up time's looking very, very good for Mr. Luke Smith. That gap's coming down pretty rapidly. Kane Hallis putting in some good times. He's dropped a bit there from Matt McCullum, but look at the fuel difference. So that may pay dividends when it comes to the pit stops, because the fueling refueling speed, sorry, I should say, is 3 seconds a litre, so it's very slow in the pits. Matt McCullum's still sitting around 2.2 seconds away from Adam Alzine, but the fuel difference is crazy, so it's going to be interesting to see how much time Matt McCullum's going to lose from having to fill up in the pits. Yeah, that gap's been sitting around the 2.2 seconds for a while now. See if there's any other good battle going on here between Stingray and DJ. This is going to get hot soon. 1.3 seconds now. Stingray trails to Darren McSweeney, heading into the Spoon Curve. I think Darren McSweeney knows that this is probably not his battle, especially with the fuel and tyres he's got at this stage. He won't want to ruin his strategy though. Matt McCullum comes into the pits, so he goes into the pits with 0 fuel left, does Matt McCullum. So he pushed that fuel to the absolute limit. Okay. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ian Ward is also in the pits with 0 fuel, so these guys are pushing the fuel to the absolute limit. Running on fumes, if you will. Through the S's, half a second is the gap. The battle of the pad drivers. We'll go on board with Mr. Luke Smith. You just see how much that dirty air is throwing the time. 4.5 tenths down through the first sector. Getting ever closer. Here's Luke Smith. Is he going to have a look up the inside? He is. Is he going to send it deep? Let's have a look at Darren McSweeney. He's going to have a look at the cutback. They are side by side. Darren McSweeney's going to have a look. Let's have a look on board there. Side by side coming up into Spoon Curve. Is Darren McSweeney going to let him go? He tucks in behind. Stingray's going on the inside. Is Darren McSweeney going to have a look at the cutback? Through the Spoon Curve. Nothing doing. Okay. So, Luke Smith gets past Darren McSweeney. Mission accomplished. His next target is Kane Hallas. But don't think DJ's going to let this go, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think he's going to let it go. He will fight back. Or Darren McSweeney. Through 130R coming into the Casio Triangle. A lot better tyres does Luke Smith than Darren McSweeney. So, I dare say he will probably take off. Now as we cross the line, over halfway of race distance, Darren McSweeney can just stick behind Luke Smith here. He's 20 seconds to the good over Matt McCullum, who's come in for a fresh set of boots, as well as a top up on the old juice. It's going to be interesting to see if Matt McCullum can make these tyres last 20 laps. He will have to pit again, I would say, Mr. McCullum. MacGyver, Tyler Andrews still holds the quickest lap of the race. Jackson Field in 8th position after that spin. It's a good comeback thus far, but Ian Ward as well as Nick Scott are fresh in the pits, and Nick Paltasso. And Tyler Andrews has been in the pits once more to get some medium compound tyres on. So those soft compound tyres died, and he's come in to get a fresh set of medium boots as he starts lap 32. Les Sandwich looks like he's going to move out the way, I'd say, for Luke Smith as they come through up to 130R. Very good racer is Les Sandwich. Very fair, plays by the rules, races clean. Had the privilege of having some good battles with Les at the start of the season, as you can see. He moves out of the way nicely for Luke Smith to allow him to go through. Crawford down in 14th position, not the best outing for him today. Filled in on limited time, so minimal practice has cost him, I'd say, but he'd be happy to be on track, be happy to be racing, filling in for Pertz and Hedges for Team PHE Sports. We'll go back to the top of the field. Adam Elzine leads the bunch by 11 seconds. Well, leads Kane Hallas by 11 seconds. it's got, it looks like the tyres are minimal difference and the fuel's minimal difference. So Adam Elzin's on fire. He's racing really well. Luke Smith though, 6.2 seconds behind Kane Hallas. We'll see where. Okay, so Matt McCullum's made a bit of ground, I should say, on DJ. Darren McSweeney. The gap was originally around 20 odd seconds, so now it's down to 18.1. So those fresh boots are working well for Matt McCullum. I dare say Darren McSweeney will probably want to extend this for a couple more laps to make sure that he only needs to pit one more time, which will give him, I dare say, the advantage over Matt McCullum. He pitted 2 laps ago or so. KH Lamb is in 6th at the moment, racing very well, still needs to pit again. Jaden Jurt will need to pit again as well, and also Jackson Field. So those 3 will need to pit. So Ian Ward probably looking at a net P6 at this stage, I would say. Nick Scott's a bit further back, 12 seconds or so behind Ian Ward. They pitted very similar times. It's going to be interesting to see how Nick Pautasso catches up to Nick Scott, 2.3 seconds behind, especially when he's going to have Tyler Andrews in his rear view mirror. Kind of leads Tyler by about one second or so coming out of the spoon curve. How good the exits are coming out of the Casio Triangle. Bit of time gain there from Tyler Andrews, but then lost. So maybe just under braking, gained a bit, but didn't have a good exit. Gaining under the slip though. Heading into the first corner, up through the S's. Cars are very well spread, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on the track map in your top right. Oh, was that an off? That was an off. Okay, Nick Pautasso unfortunately has had an off through the start of the S's, so that's going to cost him. Dirty tyres. Adam Elsin's in the pits. Getting some fresh boots on. So is Darren McSweeney. As they top up, so Adam Elsie topping up to 76%. It's going to be interesting to see if he needs to pit again for fuel. Kane Hallas leads the way now with Brian Stingray behind him. Matt McCullum in 3rd, 4 seconds up the road. And Matt McCullum recently pitted as well, so he's not looking in too bad shape as Matt McCullum. Darren McSweeney comes out in P6. So HPR obviously hasn't pitted in front of him. And he will I dare say he'll be in the pits next lap, so that's a net P5 for Darren McSweeney. Kane Hallas looks like he'll probably be in the pits this lap. Fuel looks like he's running on fumes. See Luke Smith in his rear view, I dare say, who will have to pit again. This is, I think this race is going to be a battle of the strategy, ladies and gentlemen, as Kane Hallas comes into the pits. Okay. So where will Matt McCullum feed out? Will he be able to pimp? Oh, excuse me. Will he be able to pimp Lemons? It looks like he has. Down the straight he goes. He has indeed. P2 for Matt McCullum. What a race he's having so far, ladies and gentlemen. Fresh pit stop as well for Matt McCullum. So his tyres still aren't that worn, but can they hold on? And can the fuel last for the rest of the race for him? It's going to be an interesting watch. Adam Elzin's in P3 after his recent pit stop. HBR, as expected, came in on that lap, so he's dropping down from that pit stop. That means Darren McSweeney. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Who's that? We've got a yellow flag. Who had an off? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Okay, MacGyver gets through on HBR KH Lamb into the first corner. That was wild. That was absolutely wild, and he's only 2.9 seconds behind Milky. Very similar when it comes to tyres with fuel. MacGyver's looking a lot less on the fuel side. Jackson Field will be in the pits next lap, I dare say, or this lap I should say. Currently sitting in P7, so not doing too bad. Darren McSweeney 9 seconds away from Kane Hallas, the 2 ART boys sitting in P4, P5. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see how Adam Elzing catches up to Matt McCullum with the fresher boots on. And when will we see a pit from this gentleman? Currently leading the race. And at this stage, if things stay the way they are, he will win the Trackstars Touring Cars 2025 Championship. Will we have a new winner this year? Can Luke Smith hold off? 21 seconds to the good. When does he pit again? Around 15, 16 laps to go, 15 and a half laps to go. Does he extend this stint and then put a pair of soft compound tyres on? Nick Pautasso has retired from the race, I believe, unfortunately, which is a shame. The Mashbuds racing owner. Hopefully it wasn't a rage quit and it was a disconnect on his behalf. We'll let the stewards do what they need to do. But that's unfortunate. He was racing a stellar race up in P6. There was Nick Pautasso at one point. We'll go have a look down the field. Matt McCullum P2 at the moment. Tyres looking good. Fuel's looking good. I'm trying to rattle my brain to think, can he maintain this? Can he keep this going for another 15 or 16 laps? I don't think the fuel will last. But we'll wait to see. Adam Elzing in P3, Kane Hallas in P4 after his fresh pit stop. Darren McSweeney in P5. Ian Ward's in P6. Good recovery drive for me and Ward. Nick Scott in P7. Tyler Andrews in P8, who's chasing down Nick Scott. KH Lamb in P9, who's also chasing down Mr. MacGyver. Jaden Jewett in P10, Jackson Field in P11, Les Sandwith in P12, and T Crawford in P14. And it's that time of the night, ladies and gentlemen, where I need to go to the toilet. So we will go on board with Mr. MacGyver as he tracks down Nick Scott. I'll be back shortly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologise about the delay. I am back. It looks like MacGyver's up into 7th. Okay, Matt McCullum leads the way because trying Stingray Luke Smith has come into the pits. 1.3 seconds in front of Kane Hallas. Okay, so 12 or so laps to go. And I apologise for the delay there, ladies and gentlemen. 12 laps or so to go. Fresh boots for Kane Hallas, fresh boots for Luke Smith, who currently trails 14 seconds to Adam Elzine, who is all over the back of Matt McCullum. So this is probably what Luke Smith wants. These two battling it out for P1. I dare say Adam Elzine would have the fresher tyres. He does, and he has a lot more fuel on board. So this is going to be an interesting watch. Racing mediums for Luke Smith. Ian Ward currently there, down into 6th spot. KH Lamb is got past Tyler Andrews, who's actually coming into the pits. So one last stop for Tyler Andrews and Nick Scott, who both come into the pits. Jaden Juk will continue on, so that'll boost him up there, I dare say, into P8. Jackson Field in P11 at the moment, but he may get the jump on these two, just depending on how much they want to pop into the fuel tanks. Let's have a look. Comes through the final corner. Okay, so Nick Scott is out of the pits. So he gets a jump on Tyler Andrews. Looks like we've lost a racer in T. Crawford. They are still battling on these two, first and second position. Matt McCullum and Adam Elzine, the battle for the win. Oh, and Kane Hallas has had to come into the pits because he has damage. He has damage, so that's got to drop him down. He won't be happy about that, will Mr. Hallas? I dare say it probably got the soft compound tyres. Repair that damage. No need for fuel. He should be able to stick in 6th position. Oh no, stays on the medium tyres. Okay. So 6th position now for Mr. Hallas. He's only 3.3 seconds away from Ian Ward though, so not out of stretch. With 10 laps or so to go. We'll keep a close eye on that battle. Darren McSweeney's sitting solid in P4. That'll be enough to get him a P3 in the championship for his debut season at Track Stores. Go, 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 Matty boy. Go CP Motorsports, says Tuffleman in the chat. He's holding off, and he's holding off strong. At a spoon curve coming up to 130R. 3/10 or so is the gap from Matt McCullum and Adam Elzine. Through 130R we go, coming into the Casio Triangle. Is Adam Elzine having a look up the inside? Looks like he is. They go side by side through the Casio Triangle, and Adam Elzine gets the jump on Matt McCullum. Maybe Matt realises that his tyres are not in good shape. Adam Elzine with the fresher tyres gets the job done. So Tuffleman in the chat probably was screaming at the screen when he saw that happen, but nonetheless, still a good race from Matt McCullum, and it's not over. It's never over until it's over, so we'll monitor this one closely. Luke Smith 10 seconds away from Matt McCullum, and obviously with brand spanking new tyres, and he sets the fastest lap of the race on those racing medium tyres, a 1:45.478 from Luke Smith. We all know he loves the fastest lap, and he's gone and got it on lap 42 I should say. Oh, it was 41. Jeez, quick maths of this race. It is indeed. It is tough when they commit like that. You're not wrong. You're not wrong indeed. Darren McSweeney's 16 seconds or so away from Luke Smith. He's got a nice gap, nice bump up to Ian Ward in P5. And Kane Hallas is chasing Ian Ward down His tyres are a lot worse for wear than Kane Hallas, so I dare say we'll see a battle between these two very shortly. Striking distance in half a lap, I would say. As you can see that time coming down. Oh, but maybe not, because Kane Hallas has just had a moment. He ran wide out of the Degner, coming up into the hairpin, so he's lost about 1.5 seconds out of the Degner. So he'll try and claw that one back. HBR with no one around him goes sector best in sector 2, out of the hairpin. Bit of a lonely race for KH Lamb at the moment, but sitting solid in P7. Jaden Jewett behind him, around 18 seconds or so behind. Another driver who has ample of time to the driver behind him, which is his teammate Nick Scott, who's currently sitting in P9. He does have fresh tyres on, but he does have a rampaging Jackson Field behind him. 3.5 seconds or so. Oh, 4 seconds now. But that may be close towards the end. Tyler Andrews, after suffering that engine damage early on in the race, in P11, around 7.5 tenths behind Jackson Field. Two ART teammates representing different teams today, filling in for the other guys that can't make it. We appreciate the drivers that fill in and make these races full. And Les Sandwich down in P12. Very lonely race for Les down the back. Dare say he'll be on the live stream now, talking to his chat, having a good time. It's the type of bloke he is. Never get negative about anything. He'll continue and crack on. Does Les. So we'll have a look at the gap from first all the way down now. So Adam Elzine for FR Racing, filling in for Ridwan Hamza, our championship leader at this stage. 3.6 seconds to the good over Matt McCullum, who's in second position for CP Motorsport. I dare say that Matt unfortunately will have to come into the pits again, having a look at his fuel. So that is not ideal. He will lose a few spots, potentially maybe 1 or 2 spots. Let's have a look. Just one, I'd say, to Luke Smith, because Darren McSweeney's a bit further down the road. Kane Hallas has got past Ian Ward for a P5 there, so P4 and P5 for Team ART. Dare say that will finish in P2 in the Teams Championship for their debut season. Very good race though from Ian Ward, considering the early circumstances. Fought his way back up to P6. Trying to chase down Kane Hallas, who recently overtook him. He does indeed, Tuffleman. I'm always in there saying g'day to LJ. Top bloke, top community. Bunch of legends in there. KH Lamb's currently in 7th position, so another a good race for KH Lamb. He'll finish the race, I dare say, on these tyres. As the lights come on, it gets a bit darker around the Suzuka circuit. Heading into dusk, if you will. Porsche is currently 20 seconds behind KH Lamb, and also has a healthy gap there. So let's have a look. Matt McCullum's in the pits for CP Motorsport, so it's going to be interesting to see where he comes out. Luke Smith's already gone through, so we're going to have a look to see where Darren McSweeney is. It looks like he's coming through the Casio Triangle at the moment. Having a look at the track map. Fresh tyres, in goes the fuel. So through the final corner comes Darren McSweeney over the start finish line. He'll go past him now. Okay, so it looks like Darren McSweeney. Oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight coming in the first corner. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm on crack cocaine. It was only it's about 2.3 seconds there it looked a lot closer on the track map, so excuse me. But obviously Darren McSweeney's tyres are a lot worse for wear, so it'll be interesting to see, can Matt McCullum catch up to get a P3 in this race to finish off what has been a stellar season for him at CP Motorsports. And you can already see the time coming down with those fresh medium compound tyres. Kane Hallas in 5th position, suffering damage a few laps ago, needing to pit to repair that front splitter and front right tyre damage, up into P5. Fastest lap of the race still sitting with Luke Smith. I don't see that changing at this stage unless Matt McCullum has something to say about it on the racing soft tyres. No wonder he's quick. No wonder he's catching Darren McSweeney on those soft compound tyres. He wants that P3 to finish off this season. And you can just see the grip he is getting on those soft compound tyres coming out of the spoon curve. Again, thank you all for joining us at Track Stars for the final race of the season. A fresh event coming next year for Track Stars in January the 18th is our Summer of Speed, a one-day event, 4 races in the Ferrari 296 GR3 car around the Charles Villeneuve circuit. But yes, Marina, Laguna Seca and Monza, so that'll be a fun event. Already seen some cracking intros. Oh, let's have a look at this. Matt McCullum almost got the job done up the inside of T1, but thought better of it. Looks like he's picking and choosing his moments wisely. Doesn't want to get any damage and have to pit again, so he's just hanging on to the back of Darren McSweeney. You can see how close he is. Heading down into the Degner. Oh, the dirty air's thrown him very wide, but he's still there. He's still there, he's lost a bit of time. And this has allowed Kane Hallas to creep right up. He's gained about 2.5 seconds, has Kane Hallas, from these guys battling. I don't think it'll be enough though, especially with Matt McCullum on these soft compound tyres. Heading into Spoon Curve, you would definitely see the traction difference in Spoon Curve. Shifting down, shifting up early into 3rd gear, getting the foot planted to the floor as they make their way down the long straight, heading into 130R before the Casio Triangle. You can just see the gain that he is making. Able to brake a hell of a lot later on those soft tyres. Able to slow the car down, and you can see he's just gained about 2/10 through that corner. So, will he have a look now? Up through into the first corner. He is gaining, he is gaining. Is Darren McSweeney going to defend up the inside? He is not. He knows. Oh, and Darren McSweeney's having a look at the switchback up the inside. Is he going to make it stick? He doesn't. He does not have the tyres. So through goes Matt McCullum. It's a P3 for CP Motorsports. Great racing from those two. Always clean, always fair. But Matt McCullum gets the job done. So very well done to you, sir. P3 for the gentleman. Now, this is interesting. 3.4 seconds is the gap from Adam Elzine to Luke Smith. Luke Smith setting very good times at the moment, the low 46s, high 45s. We'll have a look at Adam Elzine's times. He's sitting a fair bit different. So, he must have had a moment there on lap 46, from what I can see, because that's around 2 or 3 seconds slower than his usual times. So, that's allowed Luke Smith to gain a little bit. So 3.2 is the gap there. We'll go back to that in the final few laps of the race. Kane Hallas now 2 seconds away from Darren McSweeney with a lot better tyres. Darren McSweeney just trying to bring that car home, but he will be struggling to grip out there. Ian Ward is 9.7 seconds down from Kane Hallas. in 6th spot with a 13-second buffer to KH Lamb, who's in P7. So I dare say that Ian Ward will finish in P6 unless his tyres go off the cliff, which they are very close to doing. They are almost as bald as a baby's bottom, those tyres. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any gain from KH Lamb, who does have better tyres than Ian Ward. Nick Scott in P8 at the moment. Been a very good season for Nick Scott. Consistently raced well. Jaden Jewett, his teammate, behind him in P9 for WRT. Tyler Andrews in P10 for the second CP Motorsports car. Again, unfortunate for Mr. Tyler Andrews with that engine damage. A race of what could have been. However, still P10 is a solid effort. Jackson Field would have wanted more from today. That early spin cost him a few positions. And Les Sandwith down in 12th position. Probably not where he wanted to be either. But that's what happens with racing, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. We'll have a look at this gap. It is dropped to 2.2 seconds as we head on lap 50 through the S's. For 3 more laps of the Touring Cars Series for 2025. Luke Smith at the moment is sitting pretty, and it looks like he will be the championship winner for the 2025 Touring Cars Series. Matt McCullum sets the fastest lap of the race though, 145. Where are we? 145.372 does Matt McCullum on those soft compound tyres, which are holding on pretty well, considering the pit a few laps ago. Darren McSweeney has dropped a little bit there. He does have Kane Hallas on his back. So will there be team orders here? Or will he let Darren McSweeney stay where he is for P3 in the championship? I don't think it will make a difference points-wise though. If Darren McSweeney finishes 4th or 5th, I still think he'll have P3 in the bag. But we'll have a look. Side by side they go out of the hairpin. Absolutely nip and tuck. Drew Spoon. This is where probably Kane Hallas will have a lot better traction. Oh yeah, as you can see, a hell of a lot more traction. Is he bumping him along? No, I think he's going to have a look. He's going to go for it. Up into 130R we go. Ooh, the 2 ART cars going at it. DJ standing strong. Kane Hallas is absolutely chomping at the bit to get past him though. As we start lap 51, we'll have a look down the field. Ian Ward still on 6. I don't think there's going to be too much change, ladies and gentlemen, from these positions. Unless we could have a change for 9th position with Tyler Andrews. Does he have fresher tyres? He does have fresher tyres than Jaden Jewett for WRT Motorsport. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Can Tyler Andrews get into 9th position for the second CP Motorsports car? Jaden Jewett trying to break that slip. I think that'll be null and void though, unfortunately, with the tyre wear that he has. Oh, thank you, Tuffleman. Tried my best, mate. Appreciate the kind words, and thank you for being here and talking with me in the chat. It's been great having you. We'll have a look though, coming on board with MacGyver as we head into the first corner. He's currently 2 tenths down. Oh, is he going to have a look up the inside? Nothing doing. Jaden Jewett just covers off the inside, shuts the door on him. So he's gained a bit of time there. The guy would have had to lean off the throttle to avoid any unnecessary contact. He'll dare say he'll try and get him going up the straight out of spoon curve, but Jaden Jewett has a bit of understeer there. Out of the corner, snaps the rear. Understeer, oversteer. Who knows? It snapped and it hurt his hands. Heading down into the Degner. This is probably where Tyler Andrews will feel a lot more comfortable in the car with those fresher tyres. To Jaden Jewett, but Jaden Jewett's doing a stellar job. He's holding on well. We'll go back on board because we're on the final lap, ladies and gentlemen. We're on the final lap of the 2025 Trackstars Touring Cars Series. Luke Smith, 6/10 away from Adam Elzine, and he's just gained a hell of a lot of time coming out of the hairpin. Excuse me, that was my phone. They are side by side coming into Spoon Curve. Can Luke Smith get the jump on Adam Elzine? Through Spoon Curve we go. Adam Elzine goes up the inside. Luke Smith's going around the outside. Who's going to get the jump coming out of the final corner? Sorry, the Spoon Curve. And Luke Smith gets the job done around the outside. Adam Elzine's going to tuck up in the inside for a slipstream coming into 130R. This is the final lap of the race, and they are side by side. But Luke Smith has pulled a gap to Adam Elzine, who looks like he's just gone off. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, through the final corner for the 2025 Touring Cars Main Series. Luke Smith for FR Racing is your champion. Congratulations to Mr. Smith and FR Racing. Pokitas finishes in second. Adam Elzine. Matt McCallum looks like he will finish in third spot. That's a team's championship sealed as well for FR Racing. So a solid job this season from them. Great drive from Matt McCallum in P3. Kane Hallas coming through the final corners gets the job done on Darren McSweeney for P4. Darren McSweeney finishes in P5. We'll go on board with Ian Ward as he comes through the Casio Triangle for the last time after 52 grueling laps around the Suzuka circuit. P6 for Ian Ward and Team XV. Very well done. KH Lamb for Mashbuds Racing in P7. And it looks like these positions are going to stay as they are unless MacGyver has something to say about it. LJ has finished his last lap of the race in P12. Nick Scott through the Casio Triangle for the last time, round the last corner in P8. Good result for Nick Scott there for WRT Motorsport. Jaden Jewett right behind him in the sister car, and Tyler Andrews in P10. Jackson Field for PHE Sports finishes in P11. And that is the race, ladies and gentlemen. That is your Touring Cars Championship for 2025 completed. Again, a massive congratulations to Luke Smith and FR Racing. One in the Teams Championship and the Drivers Championships. We'll give an honourable mention to our TS2 champion in Jackson Field, who started halfway in the season and still managed to get the job done for Team ART in the TS2 Championship. We'll have a look as well. The TS2 Teams Championship, Team ART finished on top there. CP Motorsports in second, close by as well was PHE Sports. Big shout out as well to B Nelson for TS3 in his debut season, cleaning up the TS3 Championship by a hell of a margin, I must admit. And a massive shout out to PHE Sports for their team championship victory, constructors victory in the TS3 Championship. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for being with me for however long it's been, a fair while, and thank you for all the comments in the chat, especially you, Tuffelman. Congrats to all the drivers for a great season. from myself and the rest of the admin team. We hope you had a cracking time. We'll be going away for a few weeks, trying to work on some things to improve for next season. And we'll see you all on the 18th of January for our Summer of Speed. But that is it from me, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good evening and good night.